What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Days of Our Lives, I was freaking loving this episode. I loved every second of it, honestly, because it's just a big ass hot mess going on right now with all this craziness. Um, I'm loving the whole family dynamic with Zoe, Evan, and Orpheus. Like, it's so twisted. Orpheus obviously is not a fan of the court system for obvious reasons. Like his whole idea for getting custody of baby David is for them to just snatch the kid and go on the run. Zoe and Evan were like, hell no, we're opposed to that idea for obvious reasons. Because he has all the confidence in the world of his daughter's legal ability because she filed to contest uh, Rafe's petition for adoption, because Rafe is trying to adopt baby David as his own, and she filed a petition to stop that because she wants to take custody of the child because she's the paternal aunt. She's the blood aunt, so she wants to take custody of the kid. But Orpheus was weary of it because he doesn't trust the court system and he didn't think that it would probably work. But I had a feeling that it might because she's a blood relative, she's a lawyer, she doesn't have a criminal record as far as we know, so she would be a good candidate to contest. And right now, obviously, Evan can't contest the adoption because he's on trial right now for murder and he's currently out on bail. So it wouldn't work for him. Orpheus obviously can't file for custody because we all know his ass will lose. Um, so Zoe is the best person to file. And of course, Rafe is trying to fight back with everything he has in his arsenal. He hired Justin, God only knows why. And the reason I say that because everybody know Justin stinks as a lawyer. I'm sorry, every time somebody hire Justin, they lose. They freaking lose every time they hire him. Like he's the worst attorney on this show. Absolute worst. I mean, I like Justin and all that, but as a lawyer, I wouldn't hire him, not unless you want to go to jail. Unless you want to go to prison, then I suggest you hire Justin. But if you want to stay out of prison, you better go with somebody else. I'm just saying. Um, so, Rafe is at home or whatever with baby David trying to strategize. Him and Justin are strategizing on how to win. Because they got the phone call that they got word that basically the adoption is on hold right now because of Zoe's petition. So she won her petition. So they're gonna, the judge is gonna hear this case in court for custody of baby David. And Rafe is pissed off because he feels like, what the hell can we do now? So Rafe's idea is simple. Like he's going to try to dig up whatever dirt he can on Orpheus and his kids and bury them in court with it. I mean, that's his only option at this point to win. But Justin feels like they have a strong case because they feel like Rafe is a good paternal figure. He's a good, parental figure for baby David. So he feels like, Rafe has this in the bag. But like I said, with Justin as your attorney, I would be worried. I'm just saying, like, I would definitely be doing what Rafe is doing, trying to find other ways to win, because I wouldn't just solely rely on Justin Kiriakis. I'm just saying. So anyway, Orpheus and Evan were ecstatic when they heard the news that, the petition went through and the adoption is on hold for now. But they were talking before, as soon as Zoe was walking up, Evan and Orpheus were talking, and they felt like Orpheus felt Zoe shouldn't know everything that they got planned or they got going on. And after Orpheus left, Zoe wanted to know from Evan what the hell was that all about? Like, what are you not telling me? What are you and Orpheus not telling me? Because if you want to see your son or you want to raise your son or you want me to raise your son, you need to tell me everything so I can win, so she can shut Rafe down. You know what I'm saying? Because as a lawyer, this is not just the sister and her wanting to know. This is the lawyer and her wanting to know. Because the last thing any lawyer needs in a courtroom is surprises. That's the last thing a lawyer needs right now is surprises in that courtroom. So if you got some type of info or you're hiding something, you need to tell me now before we go to court. I definitely understand where Zoe's coming from, because if something shady come out in court and I lose this case, I would be pissed. Like, I would be totally pissed, because one thing lawyers love to do, and that's win. They do not want their reputation sullied by anybody, client, whoever. They don't want it messed up. They don't want their win-loss, ratio. You know what I mean? Like, they want that to be intact. They win-loss record. That's how a lot of lawyers are. That's about that win for them. They don't play that mess. So whatever Orpheus and Evan got planned, you better tell her now. I'm just saying. So anyway, moving on from that, um, John and Marlene are talking or whatever. They just trying to figure out, all this stuff with the baby switch, how Eric's doing. John needs to go see how Brady's doing because when John went to go see Rafe or whatever, he wanted to see Brady. And Rafe was like, yeah, that's not going to happen because Brady confessed to stabbing Victor. Brady is just, he gets dumber by the second. I'm sorry, but how stupid can you be to sit here and confess just to protect Kristen? A psychopath. Like, are you insane? Like, you're willing to go to prison for something you didn't do just to protect this witch? I mean, I kind of felt bad for Kristen, because she thought her baby was dead, but at the same time, her stabbing Victor was the dumbest thing that she could have done. I understood why she did it because she was pissed that he would do it, but by you stabbing him, it just reaffirms what a lot of people believe about you, that you're a murderous psychopath. Like, there's other ways of getting revenge, getting your daughter back, raising your child. That's the best revenge that you can possibly get on people. I don't get why some people just don't get it. Like, the best revenge is success. That's the best revenge. Stabbing somebody is the dumbest thing that you can do because now you're putting your life in jeopardy because you can go to prison. But you got big dummy over here that's going to step in and take the fall for you, which I find totally stupid. But I'm not mad at John though, because John basically felt like, as a parent, you just gotta do what you gotta do for your son. And that's what he was trying to tell Rafe. Like, keep Orpheus, do whatever it takes to keep Orpheus the hell away from David. Um, so speaking of Orpheus, when John and Marlena met back up at the Horton Town Square, they bumped into Orpheus. And of course, Orpheus wants to talk to John. He wants to talk to Marlena because Orpheus, of course, he has a son that's up for murder charges, and now Brady has been arrested for attempted murder of Victor. So he feels like, maybe him and John should kind of team up or something to save their sons or do whatever. I'm like, there's no way in hell John is going to work with Orpheus in any capacity. I really don't see it. Like, Orpheus would be crazy to think John would do anything collaborative with him. And it just seems to me like, I don't understand. So now they got Orpheus seemingly obsessing over Marlena. So she finally rids herself of Stefano Demira after all these decades, who was obviously obsessed with her for many, many years. Finally gets rid of him. Now she got another crazed person after her. Like, Marlena might be about 70 years old, but that cootie cat must be good for all these men to be stalking her for all these years. Like, you must got some good cat or something. Because Stefano been pining away for her. John obviously been loving up on her all these years, and now you got Orpheus, running around, running up behind her. Like, you must got that good cooch. I'm just saying, like, no disrespect. Like, I love me some Marlena, but damn, like, you got all these men chasing after you. Hey, seriously, you get rid of one stalker, here come another one. Like, they need to leave Marlena alone. Like, get that woman a break. Like, damn, it took her decades to finally get rid of Stefano. Now, here Orpheus come. Here he come, trying to get it. I'm like, go sit down some damn where. So anyway, moving on from that, um, Kayla is still, giving Steve the cold shoulder or whatever. She lashed out at him. I mean, I like her and Justin together. I think they look cute together, but all that little mushy stuff that they was doing today, oh, I love you, girlfriend. Oh, I'll see you later, boyfriend. Like, ain't y'all too old for that? But I like it though. I'm like, it's nice or whatever. But we all know that Steve is her end game. Like, we know it. I mean, I understand Steve felt like him giving Marlena up is, his way of loving her because he just feels like he's not good for her or whatever. I mean, Steve and Kayla, they've had like the most roller coaster relationship that I've ever seen. Like, but I've always liked them together. But I definitely don't see her being with Justin as endgame. Like, I don't see them being together forever. She's definitely gonna find her way back to Steve because Steve and Kayla always find their way back. Always. Like, that's just no question. Um But she was just lashing out at Steve or whatever because she felt like he tried to make the decision for her to choose Justin over him. And she was like, no, I want to choose who I want to be with based off of my choice, not because you did something or you said something. She's making it clear to him like she chose Justin because she wanted to choose Justin, not because he told her to or something that he said that made her do it. You know what I mean? But I feel like the way she's lashing out at him and being so angry with him, it's obvious that that love ain't go nowhere. Like she still obviously love her some Steve. And it's funny because Steve was like, "Oh, after I get out the hospital, I'll be out of your life forever." First of all, Steve, y'all have 2 kids together. You're never gonna be out of each other's life. Even though Joey's in prison and Stephanie is, wherever in the world. But still, it's like y'all always gonna be a part of each other's life, no matter what. Y'all got kids, y'all raised a family together, y'all been together for a long time, off and on. Y'all always gonna be a part of each other. Y'all live in the same town still. You always gonna see each other. Y'all always gonna be a part of each other's life no matter what. So Hope is still on her apology tour or whatever. She's running around, still trying to apologize to John and Marlena. John was like, him and Marlena forgave her, but Marlena looked less than thrilled to see her when she popped up at the townhouse, at the condo. Marlena didn't look too thrilled to see Hope. I think Marlena just need a break from the drama right about now. I think that's the reason. Like Marlena's just not here for it. But John made it clear. He was like, we forgave you, but he knows that Hope needs to learn how to forgive herself though. And when she went to go see Steve, she brought him something to eat or whatever. And, her and Steve are basically in the same boat. They're apologizing to everybody that they hurt. And even though these people are saying that they forgave them, it's still hard for them to forgive themselves. That's why they're still apologizing to this day, because it's still hard for them. But at the end of the day, it's like, if these people are forgiving you, just take it for what it is. Y'all were not responsible for your actions. You cannot be held responsible for that. It wasn't your fault. I have a feeling that they're definitely going to try to go the whole Hope and Steve route, and I hope they don't. Because when Kayla walked in on Steve and Hope together, she definitely looked like she was a little jealous. Like she thought something might be going down, like something might be brewing. I definitely feel like they need to be single. I think Hope definitely needs to be single because I feel like she goes from one disastrous relationship to the next. So she just need to be by herself, focus on, putting her life back together, focus on her daughter, just get your personal life back in order, get your professional life in order, just get things in order. So anyway, moving on from that. Abigail is spiraling out of control. She's seeing a bunch of hallucinations, first of Ben and then Orpheus and stuff. She's just having a bunch of hallucinations. So it's making people think that she's falling off the wagon again. Like she's, her DID is acting up again. It's crazy to me because if Abigail's taking medication for her, her illness or whatever, we've been seeing her drink lately though. Like literally a lot more lately, we've been seeing her drink. So I'm like, if you're on medication, why are you drinking? Because you shouldn't be mixing alcohol with medication. You definitely shouldn't be. And I've been seeing her drink. But it was cool that Jen and Jack, they came to see her. Kayla stopped by. Of course, she had like a little session with Marlena or whatever, because Marlena was just, asking her general questions, trying to get to the bottom of, why she's having these hallucinations and stuff like that. Asking her, like, is her marriage good? Is she stressing about something? But Abigail was like, no. She was like, I'm good. My life is good. My marriage is good. But a part of her felt like Marlena didn't believe her. And the reason Marlena kind of didn't believe her was because before, when she would ask those questions, Abigail lied to her and said everything was fine, when in reality it wasn't. So that's why she's skeptical of believing her now. Chad, on the other hand, totally believes Abigail because he feels like this time around she knew something was wrong with herself, and she knew something was wrong, and she immediately sought help. Because if she was trying to hide it, she would have just kept telling everybody, no, I'm good, I'm fine, I don't need no help, I don't need counseling. That's her trying to hide it. But she didn't try to hide it this time. She immediately wanted some help. So Chad feels like, he got to do what he got to do for his wife and be by her side. And I felt bad for her and Jack when they were talking because, Jack felt bad because before, when she had a break with reality, he wasn't there. But, he's just glad that he can be there for her now, and, you know, try to help her through. So that was a good moment between the two of them. So they were just basically waiting on her test results. And that's when they found out somebody was drugging her. I was like, oh, damn. So who the hell could be drugging Abby? You know what? I don't even know why I say who could. Because we know they're going to blame Gabby. Because Gabby has been running around town talking about she going to make them pay and all that. So you already know the first person they're going to look at is going to be Gabby. That's going to be the first person they look at. I already know. So they definitely going to blame Gabby. I could definitely see the writing on the wall with that one. But it was cool, though, that, you know, back to Kayla and Steve, she, you know, did get word from the eye specialist or whatever, and she had to tell Steve basically that his eyesight is not going to come back. So she pulled out his old patch or whatever and gave it to him because she figured that he was going to need it. Like I said, Kayla and Steve are definitely in game. You know, they might end up with different people for the time being, but they definitely going to be back together. No question about it. But this was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.